Hello, everybody. The beginning of the end just dropped their sixth episode, and it is an episode of all time. And by that, I mean kind of filler, I think. Not sure how to really describe it. We got a little bit of world building, so it's not entirely filler. We learned that they're nobles, which we already kind of knew, but we met one, and this weird dream sequence happened? Question mark. Don't I still don't know what this thing is. He says it's like an incarnation of his hate or his responsibility or something. I don't understand. This thing is a total mystery to me. What do you guys think this is? Go ahead and leave a comment down in the description. The description again. The comments. Leave a comment in the comments. I'm so good at calling the comments the description. What do you guys think this is? I have no idea what this is. I'm gonna need you guys' input. So, maybe you guys could help me out there. Anyway, we get along with the episode and we find out that that was all a dream, and we have Tess up here waking him up, and they're getting ready to go with Grandpa to go do something. So when they get to the cart, the king and queen are all like, "Oh, please don't make him go." At least the king is. The queen seems totally chill, but she's also there for some reason, so you could infer that she was trying to side with the king or stop the king. In either situation, she's there. She's an active member in this conflict somehow, but she doesn't seem to be against the king here. She seems to be siding with her husband, which on one hand, good for her. On the other hand, man, why is everyone in the show so racist to humans? Stop! But yeah, we eventually get them to step aside, and we get into the carriage. Arthur calls this guy Grandpa, and he's all like, "Oh wow, you were really stepping up in the world. All of a sudden, you're calling me Grandpa and everything. Ha ha ha." I think that's cute. And I think he might be alluding to the idea that him and Tessia are getting a little closer, but I don't think Arthur is quite old enough to wrap his head around that, even though he was like a king in his other life. I don't think he was meaning to allow Arthur to catch his drift, so I don't think Arthur did, but I think Grandpa is kind of shipping these two, like, in a cute little crush way. The way you do with kids. I think that's cute. And of course he talks about how Tessia was waking up earlier in the morning and being all like, "Oh, we need to find out what's going to happen to him," as if she was like really worried about him, trying to get him to blush or something, but he was just like, "Huh. She did all that." Which, if you're paying attention, yes, she did that. Obviously, she did that. Because it's in her character. She's been trying to defend this guy the whole time. Anytime anything comes up, I'm telling you, she's been right there. She's been right there the entire time, making sure that nothing bad happened to this guy. In fact, she wants him rewarded. So, yeah, she's probably there early in the morning, waking up, trying her best to make sure that her friend is rewarded for being her friend. And then she falls asleep and leans on Arthur, and Arthur's all like, yeah, she must have fallen asleep because she woke up earlier today. Yeah, it makes sense. He's still not blushing! Blush, dude! Oh, man, it's just these little scenes. I desire a little bit more character development. And we do get that in this episode, surprisingly. I'm very happy we did. Anyway, the carriage eventually stops, and he goes up and says, "Oh, let me introduce you to an old friend." "Hey, open up the door, you old hag." And that's how we greeted with this woman, who apparently has a type of magic which is not of the four elements. Just like someone else we knew who was able to use healing magic, she has a magic that is relatively rare. And of course, we find out what it is when he goes to contact his parents. so he can basically look through this puddle that she has, like a bowl, and when he imagines his parents and she puts magical energy into his head and into the water, or maybe extracts magical energy from his head, that would make more sense. But also, I'm not looking too deep into this show like that. We eventually get to see a flashback of what the parents were doing whenever Arthur was taken, and we lost all that context. And Arthur was obviously worried about that last episode when he was saying, like, oh, do they hate me? Am I a failure? Did I not complete my task? Like, the absolute imbecile he is. He thinks, oh, my parents don't love me because I failed to protect them. That's not how parents work, you silly goose. Anyway, he gets, I assume, to see this. I'm not sure if he actually sees this or if this is just what we as the audience are privy to. Because we're shown this right now with the... He's looking in the water and we get to see this. So I assume Arthur sees this. Basically, his mother tried to throw herself off the cliff to go save him, which would have killed her. So a couple of other party members grabbed her and stopped her to not only save her life, but also the unborn child's. Then the dad was drinking his sorrows away, saying it's his fault for telling him to run and save his wife and his mother. So there we have it. That was what they'd been doing the entire time, and they fell into grief. I think he made some kind of knight captain role in the new city. That was briefly teased for some reason. I assume he's moved up in the world, because he had a gaggle of people around him who were all clapping, and he was wearing a new suit or something. So I'm going to assume he's moving up in the world while he doesn't know his son is alive. And that's fine. I mean, life continues. You got to keep going. You're going to have a new kid soon. You got to have some kind of money flowing in. But, of course, he does eventually get to see them in current day, or we do. And this time we actually know he is at least able to see them. I'm not sure if he opened his eyes at this point, but he did have his eyes open. No, he didn't have his eyes open here. We don't actually know if he saw them, I don't think. But they were there in that bowl. I don't think they were able to see him because they didn't ever show, like, the bowl floating in the air or, like, the water or a puddle or some kind of window into where he was. But the bowl represents a window into where they are. So whether or not they could see him, they could hear him talking to them, and they now know he's alive and safe in the Elf Kingdom, which they can never go to, and also that he may not be coming, and that he's fine, but there's something wrong with his body, that he needs medical attention here. He does not mention that he's not in jail. That's my first assumption of what they think, is just like, oh yeah, I'm in the Elf Kingdom. It's all like, oh... our son's in jail. That's probably what they think. But I'm not sure why the elves would keep a human prisoner. Unless it's for, like, slavery. But if slavery was the option, they wouldn't be healing him unless something major was wrong. And he said nothing major was wrong. Maybe they're able to determine all of that. I don't know. Maybe they also just know their son is a prodigy and everybody will love him. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what the parents are thinking because we don't have a good grasp on that. Also, did you guys know that only 6% of you guys are subscribed? Seriously, if you guys like this content and want to see more of it, please do show me some love and subscribe to the channel. I would love to see more of you guys around, and I am looking forward to seeing my numbers grow. So, support me in any way you can. I appreciate it. But eventually they come back to the king and queen and make out some kind of deal here where not only is he allowed to stay, but him, Arthur and Tess can actually go outside and see the whole village or kingdom or whatever. At least right outside the kingdom's gates. So now he can actually see how society functions here. And here's where we get that noble scene where he's threatening him. And he's all like, I challenge you to a duel because you're lame. And he calls him Ivysaur, which, great Pokemon reference, by the way. I love that. And he's all like, my name's not Ivysaur. I challenge you to a duel because you disrespected my name. And he gets laid flat out. Pretty easily. This is how you deal with corrupt nobles. You punch them in the face. Good job. This is not an endorsement for anything in real life. Don't read into that. Don't do anything in real life that you would regret or get sent to jail for. Don't do anything like that. But in anime, yeah, punch them. If you get isekai'd, if you're in another world and there's a mean old noble guy, punch his lights out. I 100% agree with that message. Anyway, we skip over to here, and Tess basically asks Arthur, is he looking forward to his training? Then we get this flashback, and he's all like, hey, my training is going to be like boiling in hot tar. Hope you're okay with that, because if you don't do it, you die. Seriously, stop! Why? It's like, oh, either I get to torture you, or you die. It's like, can we just have like a middle ground here where it's, I can train you to the point where it will suffer, but it won't be like hot tar. It'll be like, running for a very long time. And will awaken this beast inside you. But no, he's all like, no, I'm going to boil you in hot tar. At least it'll feel like that. So, hope you're ready for that, because it's going to happen. And then, of course, in classic Arthur fashion, he's all like, I'm actually really looking forward to this training. And it's all like, why? I get you like being stronger, and you were the strongest in your last world. But you're in a kid's body right now. Don't get boiled in hot tar. At least that's how I interpret this scene. And, of course, Tessia is just sitting there like, oh, yes, we are both gonna try hard. And Arthur rightfully asks, what are you doing that you need to try hard for? And she says, I'm gonna try hard in everything. I'm gonna try hard in everything so I can keep up with you. It's all like, you're not keeping up, you're already behind. She's a little ditzy right now for some reason, where she thinks that she can keep up with this guy. Arthur is obviously so far ahead of her, and is going to be going through so much worse than I could imagine her going through. Maybe she'll read a couple of books and learn how to be a better princess. Who knows? I don't know. But we do kind of get a hint where we have this 3-year time skip, and she's once again waking him up, just like the first part of the episode. She wakes him up, and now they're 3 years older, which ambiguous age. I forget how old he was. I think he was at least 10, so they're like 13 here. Gotta say, they're maturing into little kids. There's still little kids, but they're maturing, Look at that. His hair is longer, his face is wider and more long, and her face is like more of a face. I don't know. She's wearing more clothes. That's good. That's good. Very, very stylized. They're coming into their own people. They're becoming people. Good job. But yeah, no, I actually do kind of like her new design. The clothes are much less plain than they were. I would definitely say that her previous design here, that was cute. I'm not gonna lie. I liked the pink and the little sweater vest and the hat. While here, this kind of just feels too plain, Let me get a better shot of it. See that? That's like 3 colors, and it's perfectly mirrored, which the new one's still perfectly mirrored, don't get me wrong. Also, don't look at my avatar when I'm saying this, but like, it's 3 colors. And it's like, only the ribbon is the 3rd color. But yeah, it's definitely a little rough. This definitely adds a little bit more, where there's more shading. She has the green gem now. There's yellow on her like arms now, so that's new. And the red now becomes like a whole shirt with the white and the gold over it. Or maybe the red's over that, and then the gold is connected. I don't know. I think it's the red is on top of it, so it's like a top on top of her white shirt. That would make more sense. And she has these gauntlet things that cover the rest of her arms that are like a darker black or something. I don't know. Of course, Arthur's still lame sauce. He has a commoner's shirt. Good job, Arthur. You're very cool with your commoner's shirt. You need more character design, but besides that, you're pretty cool. What do you guys think about this episode? What do you guys think about their character designs? Are you excited to see what Arthur might wear? Are you happy seeing what Tessia is growing into? What do you guys think about the episode in general? Go ahead and leave that down in the comments. I said comments this time. I'm learning. This is all new for me. I'm very happy with a small amount of success these shows have been bringing me. So go ahead and leave a like, or go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you do like these videos. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time, have a blessed day.
And while you're here, go ahead and check out this video to see what you might have missed.